Welcome back to Faculty Spotlights. My name is Dr. Anna Belmonte. I am the division chair for forensic psychology here at the Chicago School within the College of Professional Psychology. I'm joined today by Dr. Justin Andersen, one of our assistant professors at the Los Angeles campus within our forensic psychology department. Dr. Andersen, thanks so much for joining me today.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Well, Dr. Anderson, can you tell us a little bit about your background and what brought you to the Chicago School?
Hi, I'm Dr. Justin W. Anderson, PhD, professional psychologist and assistant professor here at the Chicago School of Professional Psychology. My background spans both clinical and forensic psychology. Before that, I actually started out in pre hospital care working as an EMT. That experience gave me a deep respect for how people respond to crisis and the importance of staying grounded and compassionate under pressure. It also shaped my understanding of trauma and resilience, concepts that carried into my later work as a clinician and educator. Over time, I became fascinated by how psychological principles can be applied in legal and forensic context, helping people navigate complex systems while maintaining a focus on humanity and ethics. I was also drawn to the Chicago School because of its mission driven. Sorry, I was driven to the Chicago School because of its mission driven focus on service, social justice, and the integration of theory with hands on learning. It's the kind of environment where I can bring all the experiences together, teaching, mentoring, and preparing students to make a meaningful impact in their communities.
That's awesome. I love the journey from EMT to where you are now. I think that that's such an interesting background. We don't have a ton of people who, get to us as professors that have that background, and I love how that's kind of interwoven into how you understand people.
Yes, thank you.
Uh,
Yeah, it definitely helps to not only do I have the psychological understanding, but I also have a little bit of that mental health understanding as well. So it brings those together.
awesome. So, what areas of teaching or research or practice are you most passionate about right now?
Yeah, right now I'm focused on bridging the worlds of clinical and forensic psychology, helping students see that at the core of forensic work is still human behavior, emotion, and relationships. So much of what we do in this field involves understanding people in high stress and high stakes situations and environments. That requires a strong clinical foundation. I'm very passionate about teaching students how to bring that empathy, critical thinking, and evidence based principles into spaces that aren't always built for that emotional work, like court systems, correctional settings, and even forensic evaluations. I also enjoy creating applied learning opportunities such as case based exercises and structured assessments, all pulled from my clinical experience. So, real life experience there where students can participate in practice, translating the theory that we talk about into actual action. It's incredibly rewarding to see our students connect those dots and start developing their own professional identities as emerging clinicians.
Yeah, the case-based learning, I think, is one of those things when I love students being able to read like past cases that I've done or share with faculty. And there's, a sense of they maybe haven't encountered it yet in their experience through the school, what even if they're not on practicum yet. But I think students find that fascinating and really it helps them get a peek into what real life will be post graduation. So I know that that's a highlight when students get to kind of work with those experiential activities.
Right, right. And I love that I can bring in that real experience into the classroom. Very valuable.
Mhm. Yep. Why all of our faculty being practitioners is so critical to how we teach.
Right, right.
Awesome. So how do you see your work impacting students and the community?
Yeah, I think of my work as planting seeds, helping students grow into thoughtful, ethical practitioners who will in turn impact hundreds of lives throughout their career. In class, we focus not just on knowledge and skills, but on reflection, cultural awareness, and the importance of empathy in forensic and clinical work. My goal is to prepare students to think critically about systems of justice, bias, and access so they can advocate for equity wherever they work. The Chicago School's emphasis on applied practice really allows that impact to extend beyond the classroom, where students can leave here and step into the field, whether it's correctional facility, hospital, community clinic, private practice, where they're already thinking about how to apply their training in ways that serve both individuals and systems. That ripple effect is what drives me.
That's fantastic. Awesome. Thank you. And so kind of in that same vein, what do you think makes our program most unique or special or especially valuable to for students?
Yeah, I think what sets the Chicago School's forensic psychology program apart is how we intentionally connect academic rigor with professional readiness. Our students don't just study theory, they practice applying it in complex real world situations. The faculty here, we bring extensive field experience from across forensic and clinical settings, which means our teaching is grounded in reality, not just textbooks. We emphasize cultural competence, clinical reasoning, and professional reflection, which are all essential for working effectively in this field. What I like most about this program is that we don't just train students as a career. We prepare our students for a lifelong, lifetime meaningful, socially responsible practice. By the
Uh,
time our students graduate, they have developed not only strong technical skills, but also awareness and adaptability needed to serve diverse communities with compassion and integrity.
Yeah, I agree. I think, one of the things that we do well here is instill the idea of students that their learning doesn't end the day they walk across the stage. Like, as a competent professional, whatever license or degree you hold when you leave these doors, you don't get to stop learning then. You need to continue your education to be those competent clinicians, and especially with forensic populations that are especially vulnerable, and we need to be very ethically minded. I love that that's, what we leave our students with as a lifelong idea that they should have.
Right, right. And then we even practice what we preach here because we as faculty are going to conferences, we're sharing best practices. So it really is that true model there.
Right. Okay, last thing I've got for you. What advice would you give to a current or a prospective student in our field or seeking out a degree program?
Great question. My biggest advice is to stay curious and open to the process of growth. Like we were just talking, forensic psychology is a field where no 2 days, no two clients, no two cases will ever be the same. You're constantly challenged to think critically, hold compassion, even in the most difficult circumstances and situations. So it's very important to seek out feedback, engage in supervision, and view every experience as an opportunity to refine your clinical voice. I encourage students to take care of themselves. This is meaningful work and also very draining, very demanding work. So we need to practice that self-care, not just here in school, but as we continue on as practitioners. In fact, the best practitioners I know are the ones who excuse me. The best practitioners I know are the ones that balance intellectual curiosity with
Mhm,
reflection and empathy. Again, trying to
mhm.
grow and trying to learn. If we can stay connected to the why behind why we're working to help people, to promote justice, to create change, we'll succeed and find deep fulfillment in our career and in our lives and communities.
That's so wonderful. Our students are incredibly lucky to have you as a faculty member
Thank
here. Thank you so much for sharing your perspective and what brought you to this field. And yeah, thank you for your time.
thank you. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.